Alright guys, recording this session on a very important chapter called TDS. And guys, this chapter is something that is very sure. If you are going to be looking at giving your exam, then better be prepared that this one sum from this chapter will be there. Weightage is about 8 marks with TDS and TCS together. Advanced tax has not been asked yet, but you never know, I might pleasantly surprise you or shock you. Yes, so be prepared for all these. We'll start our revision with TDS, then we'll move on to TCS, and then we'll move on to advanced tax. Let's start with TDS, guys. For TDS in the exam, if you're finding a TDS, please draw a diagram. Yes, who's in the middle always? Payer is in the middle, and whenever the payer is paying some amount, the government says this is an income. This is an income. So why don't you do one thing? I don't want to wait till June or till the July, August, October, and November due date. So why don't you do one thing? Why don't you deduct TDS and you pay it to me at different rates, 10, 2, 1, 5, etc. And guys, this TDS is deducted, and let's say it's deducted today on the 15th of October, then you got to pay by the 7th of the next month to the government. If you are in the month of March, then you can pay till 30th April. And guys, if you don't deduct, then there is interest of 1% from the day you do mistake every month or part of the month till the day you actually deducted. And if you deduct but don't pay, you're misusing government's money, so they get angry, and 1.5% from the day you are supposed to pay from that month, every month or part of the month. Are we okay with the rates, guys? Let's start with the first section, guys. The first section is section 194B. B is for what, guys? Betting, that is casual income. On casual income, is there TDS? At what rate, guys? 30%, guys, only if the amount is more than 10,000 per payment. And guys, this is on payment basis. That means whenever KBC or whenever someone pays you casual income, only that day is the relevant date. And guys, there is no punishment here, because what will you punish? It's already at what rate? 30%. Next section is 194 BB, that is bigger bet. It's also the same thing, guys, same rate, same threshold, same payment basis, but this is income from horse betting. This is not owning and maintaining horses, guys, this is betting on horses. Next, guys, the section that we looked at is 194N. Guys, unique, guys, here instead of payer, here is a bank. It can be a cooperative bank, it can be a post office, and when they are paying you, guys, if the amount that they are paying you is more than how much, guys? 1 crore, that is cash withdrawal, guys. What is this? Cash withdrawal. But guys, this one is shortcut is notes, N for note. But here it's not your income, but the government wants to know who you are, and they want to identify who are these people after demonetization also using so much cash. So if it's more than, and it's so unique because the only place in TDS where it's excess, then on the excess amount at what rate, guys? 2%. So if you're withdrawing 1 crore 30 lakhs, then on 30 lakhs. But guys, from one bank, because banks don't know how you withdrawn from the other banks. There's a punishment section here. Again, this is on payment basis. What basis, guys? And there's a punishment section. If you have not filed your return of income for how many years? 3 years. 1 year, 2 year, or all three? All 3 years, which due dates have gone by last 3 years. Then in that case, up to 20 lakh will not do anything. After that, guys, from 20 lakh to 1 crore, 2%, and from 1 crore onwards, 5%. But guys, why is this a punishment? You can always take a credit of your TDS. But guys, does your money get blocked? Yes, and hence it's a punishment. Next one is a section called 194O. O is for online. Guys, here instead of a bank now, it's Flipkart, Amazon, Uber, Ola, Swiggy, and Zomato. Are they paying you income? These are online e-commerce operators. So O is for online. And when e-commerce operators pay you money, they need to deduct TDS at a very low rate, guys, which is, I just want to know who's selling online, guys. And here, guys, the punishment rate is also very low, which is 5%, because it's a new section. There's an exception, guys. This is on payment or credit, whichever is earlier. And there's, guys, a small exception that if you're an individual or HUF, then up to how much lakh? 5 lakh of turnover, we will not collect any TDS per e-commerce operator. Next section is 194DA, that is death amount. Guys, in case of death amount, guys, you are getting money, maturity proceeds from a life insurance. Yes, guys, first you have to check whether it's taxable or exempt. If received, when is it exempt, guys? If received on death, is it exempt? Exempt means no tax, no TDS. If all the premiums are low, no tax, no TDS. But even one of the premiums is high, then it will be taxable, and then we'll have to check for TDS. Guys, low and high premiums now should be at the back of your mind, guys. before 1/4/2012. If the policy is taken on or after that, 10%. And for handicapped persons, 20 has become 15. So let's talk about a policy where the premiums are high. Step 1, guys, TDS will apply only if the amount is more than 1 lakh, gross amount. Step number 2, find out the net amount, that is how much have you received versus how much have you paid. That's the net amount. And step number 3, TDS at what rate? 5% on this net amount. Good job, guys. That is section 194DA, that is death amount. Let's go to the next series of sections, guys. The next one is very important, 194I. Initially, guys, what do you do initially, guys? Initially you rent. So guys, this is a payer. I'm changing the diagram here. This is the payer, and what is the payer doing? Paying rent for what? Land and building, for furniture or for plant and machinery. And whenever he pays rent, he has to deduct TDS at what rate, guys? 10% for plant and machinery, 2%. Payment or credit, whichever is. If no PAN, 20%. These are common points. I'll not be repeating it again. And on GST, guys, is there any TDS? No. It's only on the income amount. Alright. Moving ahead, guys. Here, only if the rent in a year is more than 2,40,000 per annum per person, not per category. So for land and building, if you're paying 2 lakh, and furniture, are you paying 2 lakh? What is the total? On that, will you deduct TDS? Yes. So that is 194I. Guys, this does not apply to small individual, small HUF. Who is this guy, small individual, small HUF? Of course, individual or HUF, who in the last year, not this year. In which year? Last year has got income from salaries, house property, capital gain, IFOR, PGB, but up to how much? If in business, up to 1 crore. If in profession, up to, then you are small. Example, a student. Example, a doctor who is a small doctor earning up to 5 lakh. Then in all those cases, guys, you are really, really small, and this does not apply to you. Next section. You like that place? Do you want to buy it? Alright, 194IA, immovable property acquired. When you are acquiring an immovable property more than 50 lakh rupees, all inclusive, parking, clubhouse, etc., then TDS will be at the rate of only 1%, because the government wants to know who is this guy who will be paying capital gains tax. Guys, here the section is 194IA, does not apply to 2 properties, rural agriculture land, because no tax, no TDS, and it does not apply to compulsory acquisition, because for that we have a different section which is here, guys, on the screen. 194LA, legally acquired. Now, guys, again your immovable property is being acquired, but this is acquired by whom? Government, by way of compulsory acquisition. In this case, guys, the rates and the amounts change. The threshold becomes low. If the amount is more than 2,50,000, then TDS will be at what rate? 10%. But because the government is paying, this will be on what basis? Payment basis. Very smart of the government, guys. Very smart move. Next section, guys. 194H, 194D, and 194G. They are 3 brothers, guys. Very, very similar. In all these 3 cases, the payer is paying what? Commission. There are 3 kinds of commission. One is a general commission, one is a insurance commission, and one is a lottery commission. H is, shortcut is helper. When you are paying someone any general commission, guys, or brokerage, if it's more than 15,000, then TDS will be at what rate, guys? But this helper thing only will not apply to small individual, small HUF. Alright. Next, guys, so if a student pays brokerage, will he deduct TDS? No. Next, guys, 194D is what? Shortcut. Doctor or doctor's fees or death. So this is insurance commission. Guys, again, same amount, same limits. Are we okay? Guys, payment or credit, whichever is early, I'm not repeating that. And 194G is what? Gambling. Which kind of commission is this? Lottery commission. Again, guys, same rate, same TDS. But in these cases, small individual does not apply, because the person who's paying is anyways a big company. Are we okay? You understand 1, you understand 3. Guys, 194H, small individuals are very happy, no formalities for them. But will their happiness go away? Very soon, we'll see how. Next section. 194C. Who are you paying to? A contractor. And C is for contractor. If you are a paying contractor, please deduct TDS at what rate? 2%. If the contractor is an individual HUF, we don't want to block too much money. But guys, a lot of exceptions here. First exception, guys, small personal limit. Guys, personal purposes, and this is only in 2 sections, 194C and 194J. Please mind that. Guys, if you are a small individual, small HUF, don't worry, pay, no problem. If you are paying for what purposes? No problem, pay, no TDS. And if it's within limits, 2 limits, guys, up to 30,000 per payment and up to 1 lakh per annum per person. So if you cross any of these limits, will there be TDS? Yes. Next exception, guys. If you are a goods transport agency, up to how many goods carriages? 10 goods carriages, and also you are a small player, and also you give your PAN. So two conditions you fulfill, then in that case, no TDS. Guys, if you are a works contract, if you've given a works contract, that means you've given specification plus material, then in that case there will be TDS. But guys, if it's purchase, because guys in India we're all purchasing something or the other, on that there is no TDS. Guys, if you land a flight and you park it, will it be rent? No, landing and parking is not rent, it's a service. So 194C will apply. And also guys, if you are renting a godown, 194I. But if you are taking warehousing services, then 194C. That's section 194C for all guys, everyone. Please remember common concepts I'm not discussing again. Next section is 194J. Everyone. J is what? Jealous professionals. Guys, again you're a payer and now you're paying to professionals who are in the shortcut PTNRD. You're paying to professionals or technical guys, or you're paying a non-compete fee, or you're paying royalty, or you're paying directors. Directors, you're paying fees, commission, etc. Then in that case, do you need to deduct TDS? At what rate, guys? 10%, because guys here professionals make more money, so TDS at the rate of 10%. In some cases it can be 2%, like call center, technical services and movie royalty, it's 2%. But here also some exception, guys. Small personal limit. If you pay to a surgeon, personal purpose, no deduction. If you are small individual, small HUF, no TDS. And if you are in the limit, only one limit, guys. What is it? 30,000 per payment, no TDS. Guys, here are there any other repercussion? This limit does not apply to whom? Director's fees. In that case, guys, even if you're paying 12,000, there will be TDS. Are we okay? Anything else here, guys? Yes, excellent. Guys, this limit of 30,000 is not per person. It is per category. Good job, guys. Coming up next is 194M. Guys, is someone misusing some section? This M section is only applicable to whom? Small individuals, small HUF, and they were misusing. They were paying whom? Justify his case. They were paying to professionals, J, helpers, H, contractors, C, and they were small people making big payments. So the government says we will levy a TDS at what rate? 5% if the payment is more than 50 lakhs in the year. If you are going to be paying more than 50 lakhs in a year, then TDS at the rate of 5%. Guys, here there is no small personal. Please remember, small personal is only for C and J. So this is a repercussion under 194M and guys 194IB. Again, these are the only two sections for whom? Small individuals, small HUF. Guys, were they paying rent? On rent, guys, is 194I applicable to them? No. So they were misusing that also, and they were paying high rent. How much, guys? More than? So the government says if it's impossible to buy, what is the shortcut? Impossible to buy, and you are renting, and whom are you? Small individual, small HUF, and the rent you are paying is more than 50,000 per month, then there will be TDS at what rate? 5%. Is the rate the same, guys, for both? Yes. But here, guys, you're paying rent every month. Am I supposed to deduct every TDS every month? No, you are small, so don't worry. In the last payment that you make in the year, or whenever you vacate, whichever is earlier, in that case, that month, so the either yearly or whenever you vacate, you'll have to deduct TDS on the entire amount. Guys, if for some reason the amount of TDS is greater than the amount of rent for the last month, you will deduct at least the rent that you're paying. So if the rent that you're paying is 60,000, but TDS for some reason is 80, at least you will deduct 60. Guys, here 194IB and 194M is for small individual, and for M also you can pay by 30 days of the next month. Are we okay? Guys, next section, anyone? 190? Oh, nice. We've quickly reached here, guys. 192 is basically 192 slaves or 192 employees. Are you an employer? And are you paying your employees? What do you pay your employees, guys? So this is TDS on salaries. At what rate, guys? Because we don't know, there can be a watchman whose salary is 10,000 a month, so there is no TDS, and there can be a chef at 1 lakh rupees, on that there will be TDS. So do you become their CA? You take your incomes, you take their deductions, and you also take their losses, but only loss from us, because other losses cannot be set off against salary, and you calculate their tax, guys, and divide it by 12, and that is the TDS you will deduct every month. Guys, here it is on payment basis. What basis? But the most dangerous thing, if you don't give your employer your PAN number, then they will tax you at maximum marginal rate which is the highest rate applicable to an individual at 42.74%. Guys, how do you calculate this? Tax rate of 30%, surcharge of 37, and cess of 4%. You have your calculation written in rates of tax. Guys, if you missed out any notes, this video will have a link which will have all the handwritten notes, etc. Also the quick book in case you have not written notes, in case you have not been my student also. Alright, the next one is 192A. Guys, in 192A, again, is it for slaves? Yes, but slaves want to do what? A for Aram. They are withdrawing their PF, recognized provident fund. Guys, your provident fund is for what purposes? Retirement. If you withdraw it within 5 years, then the government doesn't like it, because when you pay into that fund, you get a deduction. Remember section 80C. So the government says, listen, if you withdraw within 5 years, it's called premature withdrawal. What is it called? And we will tax it, and if it's taxable, it's also subject to TDS in this case, if the amount is more than 50,000, not per year, aggregate over 5 years. So if the amount goes above 50,000, will there be TDS? Yes. At what rate here? 10%. Again, on what basis? And if the payment authority does not have your PAN, tax at what rate? Slaves are taxed at a very high rate. That's the shortcut, guys. Next section, guys. I'm going to a new page here. Yes, guys, the next section on the next page. 1 minute. Yes, Word has a habit of hanging at the most appropriate time, so it always happens. Yes, so we'll just wait. Yes, guys, the next section, let's do orally, guys. What is the next section? 194. Just 1 second. Yeah, nice. I can't write anything. All right. Perfect. Guys, starting section 1. Now these are all general incomes, guys. So this is section 194. What are you earning, guys? Dividend. And who's paying you dividend? Indian company. And if they are paying you dividend of more than 5,000, this is a common threshold for all, guys. Then TDS at what rate, guys? 10%. But if it's cash dividend, then no threshold. Even if it's 2,000, there will be TDS. Section 194K, which is India's best mutual fund. Kotak Mutual Fund. So this is a mutual fund, and are they paying you income? Guys, it's the same thing like a company, but now they are calling it income. More than 5,000 if they pay TDS at what rate, guys? Guys, something remains common. Payment of credit, whichever is. No PAN, what rate? 20%. Alright, next is section 193. This is the loan survivor in this section, guys. This is interest on securities. That means, guys, who's the payer? Bonds, debentures, government securities. And what are they paying you? Interest. On that interest, if the interest is more than 5,000, TDS at what rate? 10% will apply. Same threshold, same rate. But if it's government securities, only if the nominal value is more than 10,000. And guys, the most important 194A. Which bank, guys? Axis Bank. This is interest paid by any other person except securities. Is it interest? Will the government want TDS? Yes. Again, more than 5,000 at what rate? But amazing exceptions here, very important from an exam perspective. What if it's a bank? Then, guys, the limit is not 4,000. They will deduct TDS only if the amount goes more than 40,000. Only if the amount goes more than 40,000 rupees per annum per bank, not per branch, guys, per bank. Alright, in this case, if you're a senior citizen, then amount more than 50,000. Alright, next exception, guys. If you're a partnership firm paying interest to a resident partner, no TDS, but non-resident partner, TDS. If it's a motor accident claim tribunal, then up to 50,000 rupees, no TDS. Next, if you're a small individual, small HUF, let's say your friend is paying you interest, then in that case, no. And guys, all of us, including Mukesh Ambani, do we pay interest to banks? So let's not block their money. In case you pay interest, service fee, charges to the bank, will there be any TDS? No TDS. Next section, 194EE. Is it extremely exhausting sometimes, guys? When the payer is what? National Saving Certificate or National Saving Scheme. More than 2,500 at what rate, guys? 10%. But here who's paying us? Government. So it is on what basis, guys? Payment basis. Any other section? 194. Oh, we've reached the end. 194P and 194IC. IC. What do you see? A small house, but I see a big building, guys. This is a joint development agreement. In case of joint development agreement, is the builder paying you money? plus what is he giving you? Additional space, but only on the money aspect, guys. At what rate TDS? 10%, guys. This is 194 IC and 194 P. Very important because new. Are you a pensioner? What kind of income you have? Pension and interest. Do you have in the same bank account? Yes. And how old are you? 75 years or more. Then we don't want you to file your return of income, etc. So we tell the bank become his CA. Calculate his tax, and whatever is tax, that amount you deduct as TDS, not 194A. Even if it's more than 50,000, they will not go here. And guys, here do we have to file your return of income? No. That's it, guys. Yes, any additional points? If any payment made to the government, will there be TDS? No. If there is any exempt income, will there be TDS? No. And in the exam, if you get any net amounts, what do you have to do? Guys, gross it up, because in your income, what will come? The gross amount, and the expense will also be the gross amount. And can you take credit of the TDS? Yes, absolutely, guys. Next, we move on to the next chapter, which is TCS. TCS, who's in the middle, guys? Seller is in the middle, and when he is selling, will he collect some money? Plus, he will collect something more, which is called TCS. Draw the diagram well, the game is yours, guys. The government is waiting for this TCS. Guys, TCS is also based on return or debit, whichever is, because here you are getting the money, so receipts, you are seller, so you are receiving the money, or you are debiting someone's account in their books of accounts, so whichever is earlier. Guys, here also you have to pay by when? 7th of the next month. Here also interest will be 1% or 1.5%. Guys, something remain the same here. Guys, alcohol scraps my car. This is a shortcut with saying that if you sell alcohol, or if you sell scrap, or you sell car, then TCS will be collected at what rate? Alcohol not at the retail level, and car only at the retail level. Next, guys, 206C1F. That's the shortcut. And fancy car. By the way, the section for TCS is 206C. 1F says that what are you selling? Fancy car. That means any vehicle more than how much? 10 lakh rupees. Then TCS at what rate, guys? 1%. On which basis? Receipt basis only. Next, guys, is 206C1G. Are you going global? For that, what will you need to purchase? Forex. And someone is selling you Forex. If they sell you Forex more than 7 lakh, then TCS at what rate? On the excess amount or entire amount? Always on the entire amount. Receipt or debit, whichever is earlier. But guys, two exceptions. If you are going for travel, then 7 lakh disappears. What rate? 5%. Even if it's 3 lakhs of foreign currency, then 5%. And education through what, guys? Loan. Then 7 lakhs. Above that, only at what percent? 0.5. Congratulations, you've reached this section here. 206C1H. Guys, there's a section on TDS called 194Q. It's on my pending list. I'll discuss it when I resume again next time. But 206C1H is what? High value. Who are you guys? A seller, but what kind of seller? That means last year's turnover is more than how much? 10 crores. And are you selling to a buyer like Chroma, and he's paying you more than 50 lakhs in the year? Then on the excess amount, guys, this is only on the excess. TCS is what rate? A very tiny 0.1%. Guys, TCS punishment is twice the rate or 5%, whichever is higher. But for this amount, it's twice the rate or 1%, whichever is higher. Guys, 206C1H does not apply on exports. It's only on receipt basis. Is that the end? Perfect, guys. Very, very quick. Next is, what is that? Sorry. Yes, sorry, we forgot that. 2 license for 2.5% timber and 5 tendu leaves. That means whenever the government is selling license of what, guys? Toll, parking lot, quarry, mines. What is the rate? Whenever they are selling timber, what is the rate? And whenever they are selling tendu leaves, guys, TCS comes in a very hidden manner. You've seen buying a new car. You've seen buying timber. So next it could be buying BDs in your exam, guys. Tendu leaves. You never know ICI. So please, very hidden TCS comes at. And last is advance tax. Guys, is the government greedy? And they are very impatient. They can't wait. So guys, in this case, will they collect advance tax in the previous year? How many installments? Just send demanded money. In June, September, December and March, they want advance tax, guys. Your advance tax is not in before the previous year, it's before the assessment year. Guys, how do I assess my income before the year gets over? You have to estimate basis, you have to do it. And guys, on the estimated basis, you have to pay advance tax in 4 installments. First installment comes on which date? 15 June. When you have to pay how much? Next 15 September, next 15 December, and next 15 Guys, September, December, March, you will have no problem. June, don't make it July. It's June. And 15%, 45, 75 and 100%. Is it addition? Yes, it is cumulative. 15 plus 30, 45 plus 30. Like that, it's cumulative. Guys, if you pay less, is there someone who checks you? 234C. Remember the relay race? First runner in the relay race. How much interest will he charge you on the shortfall? 1% for how many months? It's the same for all except the last one into 1 month, because the race will end in the previous year. That means 234C interest will end in which year? Previous year. Guys, there are 4 incomes which you can't estimate, and hence there is no advance tax till you earn them. A, B, C, D. What is A? Asset sale. What is B? New business. What is C? And what is D, guys? Dividend, but dividend only when it's received. Presumptive taxation, people have to pay only one advance tax, which is the last 15th March. And guys, senior citizen who have no PGBP income, they are happy because no advance tax. Guys, this is 234C, but once it completes the relay race, who runs after that? On the overall, guys, by the way, sorry, before that, relief, 12% relief here and 36. What do I mean by relief? That up to those percentages, even if there is a shortfall, no interest. Great. In the relay race, who's running next? 234B. And in 234B, guys, overall advance tax, not the installments. If your overall advance tax is up to 90%, is that okay? Yes, that's a relief. But if the advance tax is lower than that, then guys, will there be interest? 234B will charge interest from which day? Assessment year 1st April till when, guys? June. At what rate, guys? 1%. And return of income, the last person who runs is 234A, but this is not chapter, this is the chapter of return of income. Anything else, guys, in advance tax? What's that? Rounding off. Yes, advance tax is rounded off to the earlier 100. That means, guys, if this 15% is 13,494, it will become 13,000, but it should be going, no, not next number, guys, always the earliest 100. Guys, remember the calculation. There's a very nice sum that you solved in this chapter. Guys, TDS chapter is something that you cannot miss. And if anyone asks me that, do I have to remember the section of TDS? My answer you already know is yes. All the best and thank you, guys. Thank you, guys.